Hello and welcome to the Untranslatable podcast. We are here recording episode 176, and today we are going to be talking about the greenest places to go visit, the greenest places on Earth. And in this case, green could mean many things. Could mean places with the most beautiful and luscious gardens or jungles. Could also mean places with the smallest carbon footprint, so you feel like you're doing a good thing for the environment visiting that certain location. So we'll bring up some locations if you're looking for beautiful scenery or environmental friendliness. So stay tuned to hear what Jared and I have in store for you today. So without further ado, my good buddy Jared, what's going on, Jared?
Hello, Chad. First off, what is the greenest form of transportation? What do you think?
Walking.
Very good, very good.
Parada.
I have many more green forms of transportation, but you can't be walking. It takes nothing. Nothing has to be built. Nothing has to be made. No materials except for you actually burn stuff away calories. So you're helping the environment by walking and
yourself too. Exactly.
Help yourself to the Untranslatable Podcast, Instagram Untranslatable Podcast, Twitter Untranslatable1, the number 1.
Spread a little love.
You can also give us some 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. We would greatly appreciate those. You can also give us some untranslatables. You know, we find them, but Chad's lazy. He'll happily, he'll actually won't get them because he doesn't look at any the social media. So I'll get them, and I'll get a break. It'll be a nice little respite, a nice little break for a change. Another green form of transportation. What do you think?
Bicycle.
Very good. That's a good one.
I'd choose a skateboard
I like the bicycle
maybe instead.
That's also a good one.
Although
That's
you
also
can
a
get
good
further on a really good bicycle, I will say that.
For sure. So, Chad, I mentioned a couple episodes ago that I am looking forward to my European trip. Woot woot, Europe. I fly into Paris, and our plan was to go to Italy and go to Rome and Florence. Mm-hmm. I have been informed that Italy might not be a great choice right about now. Yep. And so now we're having some second thoughts.
Okay.
Now we started talking about this today, so nothing's set in stone. All we have is our flight to Paris, but nothing is set in stone other than that. You know,
it's
we can go anywhere.
Flexibility.
But what I'm seeing is that Italy officially has cut short the Venice Carnival, first of all, not that we were planning on going to that, as they try to control what is now the worst outbreak of the coronavirus in Europe. Authorities in the Veneto region said the event would end later on Sunday, 2 days earlier. Italy has by far the highest number of coronavirus cases in Europe with 152. 3 people have died. Italy has imposed strict quarantine restrictions in 2 northern hotspot regions close to Milan and Venice. Now, that's not close to Rome, but Florence is north of Rome, so we are getting closer to it. About 50,000 people cannot enter or leave several towns in Veneto and Lombardy for the next 2 weeks without special permission. So it just seems like a... But then I also thought, now, what do you think? Should I pick a new place to go? Or...
You're going to be there in May, right?
Yeah.
I'm not... It's hard to say, buddy. I would probably pick somewhere else just to be safe. And maybe what I would do is book hotels with like a free refund, free cancellation. So if it does clear up in Italy, maybe you could still go, but you have a backup plan. Just because I have no idea. I did hear about the fact that Italy is the highest number of coronaviruses in Europe, which is pretty scary. But who knows how long it'll take them to treat everybody and make it so it's safe in Italy. That's the big question, you know?
Also, my thought was, you know, it will be May by the time I go there, and also maybe all of this hysteria will help me out, actually. It'll cause a lot of fear. Tourism will be down way low. I'll get Rome to myself. I'll be out. It'll be emptier. People won't be around because everyone will be scared to go to Italy, and I'll be like, this was the greatest thing that's ever happened. roam to myself.
That would be pretty fun, not gonna lie.
I don't see that happening, but so I think right now we might be reconsidering it, but I don't know. I hate giving in to the fear because it's like we'll be fine, but I guess why risk it? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
It's tricky. I mean, the coronavirus has really caused a lot of people around the world to reconsider all sorts of different travel plans. Travel plans, their work. I've heard so many stories of Americans who were working in China and are just like chilling in the States, waiting to see when they can go back. Some people, like myself, also lost our jobs in China. So, it's pretty crazy. And I think the coronavirus it shouldn't be taken lightly. I think when people just kind of compare it to the flu and say, oh, well, it's so many people die from the flu. Yes, that's true, but I think we know a lot more about the flu than we know about this coronavirus at this stage. So I don't know, Jared, if I were you, I'd probably think of some other places. I mean, you're not that far from Belgium or the Netherlands, are you?
No, Belgium's boring. Sorry, people. It's very historical. It's very nice, but it's just kind of boring to me.
Or if you were there for like a day or two and use it as a drive-through in the Netherlands.
Yeah, we could do that, but that was our initial plan, but through Cologne, which is only a slight detour off. And so maybe we will do that. I don't know. Maybe.
Either way,
you get excited about something, though,
curious.
and then you can't do it anymore, and it's like, oh, man.
Oh, it's a big bummer.
I'll figure it out.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a rough life. It
is. It is. First world problems, Jared.
Do you want to
spread a little love? Oh, you better believe I do, buddy. So my shout out today goes out to USC, a university in Southern California. And the reason is because USC has eliminated tuition for families earning less than $80,000. So I think that's awesome that they are trying to help out kids from middle and low income families. So they will be able to go to university without having to worry about tuition, which I think is awesome.
That's cool.
I hope more places will follow suit.
Now, that's a public school, right?
Yes.
So there's not like some sort of quota on that, is there? Like we can do this for this many people, like 1,000 people a year or whatever.
For 4,000 students every year. It looks like.
Okay, how many? What's the?
I have no idea the size.
USC freshman class size. Let's just see. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay. Oh, geez. Oh, but it's 4,000 it's not just freshmen though.
No.
USC. What's the? What do you call it? Like the amount of people in the school.
The students, the faculty,
enrollment size.
Oh, enrollment size.
19,000. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. That's like 1/5. Was that what that is?
I think so. I think your fractions are pretty spot on there, Jared.
Yeah, 20%.
That's not bad. I mean, look, I would have loved to had tuition-free university. That's for sure. So I think that's awesome.
But you probably but it's for people that fall into it's not just for anyone.
Well, right. But hey, keep your eyes on Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, Jared, and maybe that will be changed. Who knows?
Did you are you still like registered to vote in Michigan?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you do that? You vote and stuff?
Yeah, I'm probably going to do absentee ballot though, considering that I'll probably
I turned mine in yesterday.
Out of the country come election day. So yeah,
absentee's game changer. Because in Philadelphia where I did some voting, you have to, or at least I had to actively go there. Mm-hmm. And most of the time usually there was barely anyone there anyway, but it just seems so archaic to walk up there when I can just write it down and put it into the mailbox. Anyway.
Right. No kidding, buddy.
Now
you know what time it is, right?
I do. Your little clock there jumped the gun. Mm-hmm. But now it's time for the untranslatables. idioms, sayings, proverbs that don't really make any sense when you translate them directly into English, but they do mean something. I thought I'd start off with an Italian one since I am going.
You may be going to Italy.
Okay, well, I still am going to do this.
Do it.
Avere la braccine corte. To have short arms.
Is this like to be, I just think of a T-Rex when you say that for some reason.
T-Rexes do have short arms, Chad. That's very good.
Now, does that help me decipher the untranslatable? Not really. To have short arms. Is it to be impatient?
No, but it's I'd say it's a similar vein of bad quality, but it's not being impatient. Okay. But it's kind of like it's a bad quality in a similar vein where like someone is like, oh, you hate to have this person around because they have short arms, and it's like you can never really. They always ruin the fun.
Is it to like gossip? Be a gossiper?
No. Think about what short arms means. It means you can't reach for a lot of stuff.
So you're always asking for help.
Stingy. It's very stingy.
Oh, stingy. Oh,
someone with short arms is very stingy,
Okay. All right, I like that one. My first one for you today, Jared, is Spanish. And it is creerse la última Coca-Cola del desierto, which means to do you know what it means, Jared?
Something about getting the ultimate Coca-Cola in desert. It's in the desert.
To think of yourself as the last Coca-Cola in the desert.
To think of yourself as the last Coca-Cola. Oh, it's like you're hot shit.
Very good. Very good.
Of course.
Exactly. Yep. You think you're hot shit.
What do you? Yeah, that's a yeah. Although that last Coca-Cola in the desert, you see it and it looks like it's all great, and then you open it up and it's super warm and gross, and you don't want any of it. That's really
true.
The truth
that
about
is
those.
True.
That final Coke in the desert. It's like, oh, it sucks anyway. My next one is Finnish. Joustin Kustu. No, I'm sure it's not Justin Kustu. It's not Joustin. That makes no sense. Justin Kustu.
Which means?
Pissed while running.
Wait, say that again?
Pissed
while running.
While running.
Oh, jeez. I don't even know where to begin with this one. Pissed while running. Is it like...
Think about it.
Is it like when you are doing something but it's already too late?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
What would you say it is, Jared?
Well, what they say is as a result of rushing something, like it didn't work out. So yeah, they worded it terribly, honestly. So I'm gonna give it to you, and that's what it is now.
Okay,
I think that is what it is. They just worded it bad.
Okay, my next one for you, Jared, is Swiss German, Schweizerdeutsch, and it is, and I'm gonna say this wrong, so to any of our Swiss listeners out there, I apologize greatly. So here we go. Ich zeige, wo der Bertli den Most holt. I'll show you.
You never give me
Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
Hold on, we'll say it again now because you distracted me.
Ich zeige, wo der Bertli den Most holt.
I'll show you where the beard meets the mouth or something.
I'll show you where...
Or holds on to.
Bartley or Bertli, I'm not sure, is a name, is a Swiss German name. I'll show you where Bertli goes to get the cider, is what this means.
Oh, wow. I was nowhere close. That was hilarious.
Well, I'm sure if an actual Swiss person would have said it properly, maybe you would have been able to pick it up.
No. I can't believe you were stifling that terrible guess that I just did. I feel like you should let that happen. That was hilarious how far off I was. I'll show you where is it like I'll show you what's like it's like I'll show you essentially? Like,
yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly. Very good.
Yes.
My next one is Thai. Thai has a very interesting alphabet. Also, by the way, Chad, congratulations on your new assignment in Thailand. That's very exciting.
Thank you. Thank you.
I heard their noodles are delicious there. You would love Thailand. Just noodles all day. Oh my gosh.
I am the noodles man, bro. That's what I live for, Jared, are noodles.
Well, are they big on fried chicken in Thailand? I don't know. Probably.
I'm sure you can get.
They're probably
fried
big
chicken
on
there.
KFC over there. Obviously, I'm going to mess this up, but I'm going to try anyway. Cheti hien tiken bay. One afternoon in your next reincarnation.
Is this to be like daydreaming?
One afternoon in your
clouds?
next. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I mean, what would someone say to someone like if they were like had some ridiculously lofty goals and it's like like in your dreams or something like that essentially, or
Right.
it's like it's just like not believing that something can happen essentially.
Right.
Hey Chad,
Hey,
give me
Jared.
some other green forms of transportation.
So I said walking, biking, or skateboarding. I mean, if you're near water, maybe boating, but like rowboating, paddle boating.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else?
I mean, that's really your only. Go ahead.
And anything that doesn't use any type of carbon emission. So, I mean, in theory, I guess in some ways an electric car is green if you're carpooling.
Yeah.
Right?
But building the car, the process of building the car,
Right.
the process. Where does the electricity come from?
Hopefully solar panels, and it's just renewable, but that's not where it's always coming from. Not yet. Maybe one day.
Maybe. How about rollerblades?
Oh, yeah. Get some good blades going. Why not?
How
Razor
about
scooter? Don't forget the Razor
that's
scooter.
very good.
Brilliant.
How
I think I
about
still
the?
have one in my parents' garage somewhere.
Oh man, do you have any ramps at your house? I feel we should
Not
make
anymore.
some or something.
I used to, but not anymore.
Oh, I bet you. I know you did. How about a hand pedal bike? Do you know what that is?
I've never used one, but I could. I mean, yeah. I feel like that would be a lot of work, though, to get somewhere.
More work than a Razor scooter. Those things seem like they're pretty good on momentum, and they have gears too.
That's
it's not
true.
like it's just
That's
one
true.
gear. I got another one. Heelys.
Yes, the Heelys slide into your next appointment,
Just down the side of the freeway.
right? Heelys.
Oh no, I'm going to Denver for a holiday. But that's just all domestic travel. If you want to go international and be the greenest possible, you got to
Take a
take canoes, as you mentioned.
Oh, canoe,
Kayaks. You could do a sailboat. You should probably make it yourself, and because some of those production lines are very, very messy.
Inner tubes as well.
That's very good, especially if you get a current going.
Yeah,
Like on a river. Now you can't get a current going in an ocean. You'll just be stuck in the middle. But
right.
on a river, you could really get somewhere on an inner tube.
Oh yeah, I've
these
seen
are
it. I've seen it
these-
firsthand in Dexter every summer. People float down the
what
river.
are those things? What are those flying things where the
Hang gliders?
parasailing, hang gliding? Parasail is
Yeah.
behind the boat. That's not really a
Yeah.
useful form of transportation. Really, the boat's the transportation.
Right. Right.
But the
gliding?
hand gliding, you could do that. We did talk about hand gliding to work. I still believe in that, especially if you live like San Francisco.
Right. Oh man, that would be wild. Just swoop in on the
Oh, my
helipad in your
gosh.
hang glider.
Hey Chad, do you feel guilty taking airplanes?
Yes and no. I guess what makes me feel bad
Well,
is when
do
I
you feel
read my
guilty
carbon
insisting-
footprint.
Do you feel guilty insisting on flying in first class every time?
Yes, but because my pocketbook doesn't reflect my attitude, I don't actually get to sit in first class. So maybe I'm being
That's
less
the problem.
wasteful.
Is you act like
maybe.
you are. It's like, sir, you're in coach.
Right.
We don't give the towels to the people in coach.
Sir,
Do you feel,
this
sorry, do you
robe
feel
is for
bad
people in
flying?
first class.
Yeah. You always sneak up to those bathrooms up there.
That's right.
So, sorry, do you feel bad flying on airplanes? I fly airplanes too, by the way. I'm not a saint.
Not
obviously.
really. But I don't do it that often. I mean, I think I've been in the past year. I've been on maybe 3 or 4 flights
Really? What are you talking about?
in the last year. My flight to
flew-
China, my flight to
Yeah.
Mongolia and back, my flight to
Your
Bali,
flight to Bali.
and then my flight back home. That's 4 right there, isn't it? Or 5?
Sure, okay, yeah, I guess so. All right. I guess that's not that bad. Yeah, and really, is it fair to say that there's no great alternative to planes as far as international travel?
Not really, especially. I mean, not for long distances. Until we can come up
Right.
with something that can travel as fast as an airplane over long distances, I think
I wanna-
we're going to keep taking planes.
I want to get one of those like Miami Vice boats.
Oh, that would be sweet.
You know, one of those like cocaine boats.
Yep.
And
Just be zooming around the ocean on it.
with some sunglasses on and one of those
Oh,
shirts that
you
like
know
one of
what
those. Oh, the
transportation
shirt
you
you just got
forgot.
me. Just Vin Dieseling a cocaine boat. Sorry, what transportation did I forget?
Jet skis.
Jet skis are good. I mean, mopeds are probably one of the more efficient forms of motor transportation.
Saw
and it's
plenty of
really
those in
and
Bali.
jet skis are really just and mopeds are essentially, or excuse me, jet skis are essentially just mopeds for the water, you know?
True. Very true.
So, yeah, I agree with you on that. Okay. And everything else that I didn't say there is just a terrible destruction on society, and you should be shunned and looked down upon.
Exactly. Well, Jared, what about some green places to visit? What comes to your
yes.
mind when you think of green places?
I think of places with, something that came to mind that I never thought of until I experienced it was when we were in Austria for the first time, the water. That how they bragged about how clean their water was something that that got to me. Now there's the basic stuff that just meets my eye or tongue, like water. There
Right.
was also just like general pollution, what a city looks like
Sure.
when you walk
How
around
green
it.
the city itself is? Are there plants and grass and green stuff?
Sure. Yeah. The level, like the commitment to recycling. So sometimes I think it's clear. Like for
And
example,
sorting
when you're in a
trash,
lot
too.
of but when you're in a lot of European countries, you can I'm sure there's a lot of other examples, but this is just what I know. In a lot of European countries, you can see like the bottle things where you separate the bottles, or there's also the ones for the cardboard and paper, and there's just these obvious forms of recycling. And even like in Michigan, where there's like the returning of bottles, that's something that's green, So all
Right.
that stuff, I think that goes a long way. But then also, I think when you're there, you can also look at it from a travel standpoint. It's also what you do when you go to these places, So like, what kind of activities are you doing, for example, or what are you eating? Where are you staying? How do you how is it that how do you live when you travel, for example? Like a lot of hotels will be like, hey, if you care about the environment, don't hang your towel back up and use it again. If not, just throw it on the ground like a heathen, and I guess we'll
Right.
clean it up.
You better believe.
So can I first give you just like some top 10 tips for eco-friendly travel? So just as a person,
Absolutely.
what you can do to be more eco-friendly.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Now, these are things that come to my mind. These are things that obviously I conglomerate from millions and millions of lists. Avoid bags. Now, that's number one. Wherever you are, wherever you go, avoid plastic bags. Now, sometimes, I guess if you have liquids on the airplane, they force these things upon you. But
True.
you can use that same plastic bag for all of your travel. Just leave it in your travel bag when you're done with it, Pack light. Pack as lightly as possible. is an easy one, I would say. I think we all know someone that packs for every sort of scenario that they could potentially come across, or like the people that are like, what if I happen to like poo my pants 4 times every day, so I pack like 6 extra pairs of underwear, and it's like, when has this ever happened? Like, when has this ever happened to you? This is not practical. You don't need 4 pairs of pants for the 2 days you're going to be traveling. Like,
I feel
just
like
pack
so
as light
many
as
people
practical with your packing.
underwear as well. Like, I definitely do too.
Yes. I've gotten down to packing 1 to 2 extras. Well, let's put it this way. If I'm going for, let's say, up to 3 days, it'll be 1 extra.
So 4 pairs.
More than that, maybe 2 extras.
Okay.
Maybe. Depending on where I'm going, too. Like, if I travel, say, to Louisiana where my family lives, I'll probably just pack actually the exact amount because I'll be probably staying at my parents' house, so I'll have access to a laundry machine.
Right.
But, I mean, laundry machines aren't very green either.
True.
Share the load. Giggity. Take public transportation as much as possible. Take the some of the most eco-friendly forms of mass transportation. So buses, I think, are sort of roundly considered the most eco-friendly forms of transportation. Then trains. Then there's going to be airplanes, but obviously there's probably cars as well as before planes for sure. Boats are very bad. They're very bad. Cruises very bad for the environment. But yeah, even like Uber pools and stuff. I hate Uber pools, but
better for
my
the environment.
significant other insists upon
greener.
it,
And
so
cheaper.
we do
right?
it. Yeah, I guess so. Travel overland. Now this is something I found.
What is that?
Cut out just one 5-hour flight, and your carbon footprint will be a ton lighter, and you'll get to see more of the countryside too. That means walk it, baby, hoof it.
Oh, okay.
Hoof it.
Bring some good sneakers with you.
Have you ever considered walking from I don't know, where's the last domestic place you traveled to?
Domestically, like in Michigan.
Domestic means I guess it could be within Michigan. Have you ever considered walking it back from Grand Rapids instead of driving?
Oh God,
Taking a bike. A bike.
That's going to be a no for me, fam.
Wow. Wow. Enjoy.
I feel like you could bike it. You could bike from Grand Rapids to where you are, maybe.
But you can't. Why is that?
Because I'm not in biking shape, Jared. Not yet, at least.
You know, and why am I in biking shape?
You got the muscle memory. You bike more than I do in the past.
I biked more than you when I was like 14 and 15, so
hey,
I don't know if that
muscle
really
memory,
counts.
baby. Muscle memory. That's all it is.
Enjoy a near beer. Drink a locally brewed beer, and not only will you probably enjoy a high quality ale, but you can drink. You can be a low carbon. Excuse me. But your drink can be low carbon by cutting down on beer mileage. This applies to eating local produce too. Let your taste buds be adventurous as carbon friendly. That's great too. And if you're traveling,
oh yeah,
if you're traveling too, it's a great tip, especially for a hooligan like you that finds the local KFC wherever you go. Is to actually try to eat locally. Local. Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works. I did have a lot of really good local Indonesian food, though, too. And the thing with local stuff, too, Jared, is that a lot of times it's cheaper than, if you get non-local stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then you find if you know the right people or know who to ask, you can find those authentic places where you're paying closer to what not the tourist prices, but the normal person prices, and you're getting the normal person food too.
Right. A lot of upsides.
Be at home in your hotel. So
I was definitely doing that.
Treat your hotel. No,
I wasn't.
Treat your hotel like you would your home. So don't throw out a towel after one use. Don't throw out sheets after one use. Don't take showers for 45 minutes.
Okay,
Don't-
then I wasn't being at home. I definitely took a
don't
shower
walk
for like
in-
an hour and a half.
Don't walk in and turn the AC to either full blast or the heat to full blast. Don't leave the room with shit still turned on, even though a lot of hotels
Right.
are trying to prevent that with having to like put your key in
Right.
to something to turn on the electricity in your room. Choose a carbon offset adventure. Not all carbon emissions can be avoided while traveling. Intrepid Travel has a range of adventures that it has calculated the carbon emissions for reduced wherever possible and offset what remains. The emissions from transport, accommodation, activities, and waste have been accounted for, and the cost of offsetting is included in the cost of the trip. See, that's great. Do you think you would ever make these? Oh, and avoid bottled water, of course. That's one of the easiest ones.
Right.
Travel with a bottle and just fill it up as soon as you get through security, and it's free too. Although a couple times, have you ever emptied out a water bottle into a garbage can?
Yep.
Yeah, that's that you never feel good about that one.
No,
never
definitely
feel good about
not.
that one. Do you have any? I mean, I have more to say.
My
Actually, I'll
biggest,
just keep going.
My biggest green tip would be just walk to a campsite and go to camping. There you go. Nice and green.
Wow. Are you allowed to start a campfire?
Are you using flint? What is it? Is it copper and flint to get the fire going? Flintstone?
No, it's flint and not kindling.
Well, you need kindling
Flint.
in there.
Flint and tinder. Flint and steel.
There you
That's
go.
what
Flint
it
and
is.
steel.
I looked it up, by the way, but it is flint and steel. All right. I also have the 10. I have some of the greenest destinations on Earth, of course.
Perfect. Let's hear them.
Well, let me know if any of these places interest you. The Azores Islands. I don't know if... Oh, it's Portuguese. That you don't have to do that. I just like doing it. Azores Islands. The autonomous Portuguese archipelago, made up of 9 volcanic islands, has been named one of the world's most sustainable destinations in the Sustainable Destinations Global Top 100. The Azores have earned their green credentials with a host of policies tapping into renewable energies, wind, geothermal, and biomass, which currently generate 28% of electricity on the islands, with the plans for the world's first 100% renewable grid currently in motion. And it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it looks
It's
super
It's
beautiful.
mountainous. Ecuador is another great one. The first country to recognize the rights of nature in its constitution, Ecuador has been named the world's leading green destination at the World Travel Awards for 6 years in a row, as well as laying claim to the Galapagos Islands. Have you heard of the Galapagos Islands?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're very particular about who they let in. They only let in a certain amount of people at a time. There's particular about what you bring with you in and out of the
Yep.
Galapagos Islands.
Yep.
They check your shoes, I believe. Like they don't want you tracking anything in. Ecuador boasts a huge chunk of Amazon rainforest and is one of the last bastions of South American cloud forest. The country is not without its environmental issues. Tempting oil reserves lie beneath the rainforest, but it remains one of the most biodiverse destinations on the planet, and offers some of the best eco lodges in South America. See, that's also the problem with these places that are so coveted for how beautiful they are and how green and luscious and great their environment is usually that means there's something good there. There's something worth money there,
Oh, definitely.
So all these places are just constantly fighting off assholes trying to steal the good stuff. They're like, we want the good stuff.
Right.
Now this one is surprising to me. Do you know anything about any particularly green areas in Germany? You would consider
Freiburg.
yourself a German.
Freiburg is
Oh,
one
wow.
of the greenest places. It's gorgeous.
Very good. Very good. You can Google and click the first thing on the list. That's very good.
I can. No, Freiburg is, when I think of green and I think of Germany, Freiburg is one of the first places that come to mind because I distinctly remember taking the train from Koblenz, which is near Cologne, down to Freiburg. And I just remember, like, there's a part where you kind of come up this clearing and then you can kind of see Freiburg. And it's this city in this, like, mountain valley. It's gorgeous. Have you been to Freiburg before, Jared?
I have not. When I lived in Germany, I did not do a lot of travel through Germany. My parents were huge fans of France, and we were very close to France. So I've traveled through France, honestly, probably more than Germany. And that was all when I was a kid anyway.
You could go to
how much of that do I
Freiburg
really remember?
instead of Cologne. Freiburg's not that far from...
Freiburg. Oh, Freiburg. Cologne is a bustling, big city.
Freiburg is beautiful.
With lots to do and see.
Freiburg is gorgeous, my man.
Yeah,
Absolutely
Freiburg's
gorgeous.
the size of my neighborhood, though. Like, I just feel like there's not much. You can't spend a lot of time in Freiburg, I feel like.
We can agree to disagree on that one, buddy. But anyways, other green places.
After being heavily bombed in World War II, that's a great way to start, this small German town rebuilt itself from the ground up using ecologically friendly methods, as well as implementing considered planning and engineering strategies to ensure where people's daily needs are within walking or biking distance. In addition, Freiburg consolidated its green status with local laws requiring that new houses use no more than 65 kilowatt hours of heating energy per square meter per year, 10 kilowatt hours lower than the national standard. Solar panels can be found on almost every building. I see, this is why I need my glasses. Building in Freiburg. In fact, there are 60 homes in the city that create more solar energy than they consume, earning 6,000 euros per year for the residents. So that's kind of cool. And I like the idea of it being very, like, it's specifically made up to be walkable and bikeable.
That's
now, if you're trying to find a
big thing to make it greener, without a doubt. And, and there's streetcars, there's trams in Freiburg, and they work really, really well. So I would say Freiburg is definitely a place where you can be very environmentally conscious and have a good vacation.
Now, do you know of any particularly green locations in Africa?
No, actually. My uncle has been to Kenya before and said Kenya was super beautiful in terms of nature. But I'm not sure.
I mean, there's a lot of great places in Africa for nature, but I think this is more on a conservational level.
Okay.
If you're visiting Rwanda on the last Saturday of the month, then you better pack a litter picker. Why? Because your trip will coincide with Umuganda, a community day of national housekeeping where every citizen, including the president, goes out to clean the country. This monthly spruce up and the ban on plastic bags make Rwanda one of the cleanest nations on the planet. But that's just the tip of this African gem's eco-iceberg. Thanks to its conservation efforts, Rwanda's endangered mountain gorillas, along with lions and rhinos, are thriving. And their Vision 2020 plan will see the nation. By the way, this is their fault. I'm correcting this as I go. But I like their countries. We'll see the nation cover 30% of its land with reforested areas. There is a significant government initiative that will see the majority of Rwandans take part in monthly community work, building schools, medical centers, and hydroelectric plants, as well as rehabilitating wetlands and creating highly productive agricultural plots. Wow. Now, this next one is in Italy, and I would love to see it, but I don't know. Torri Superiore. I don't know what Torri means, but I know what Superiore means. Wall, maybe? The superior wall?
Yeah, could be. I'm not sure.
Thought to date from the late 13th century, the medieval village complex of Torri Superiori in the Ligurian Alps is an my neighbor has a motorcycle, is an eco-village that has been restored by its small community using sustainable wood, environmentally friendly paint, and local materials, which has 20 permanent residents who live alongside the local livestock. The commune is a triumph of sustainable living where hot water is heated through solar panels, the toilets are compostable, and the food is grown on site in permaculture gardens and fruit orchards. That's pretty cool.
That is super awesome.
That's some proper green living right there.
Oh, definitely.
Have you heard of an eco lodge before? I read that. I've never heard of that before.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but no, I hadn't heard of it before.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking at one right now. These are some of the best eco lodges in the world. This one is the Daintree Wilderness Lodge in Australia. It's essentially a fancy treehouse.
Oh,
named
cool.
one of the top 50 lodges in the world by National Geographic. Daintree is run in partnership with the local Kuku Yalanji tribe, allowing guests a rare chance to immerse themselves in the culture of Australian Aborigines. See, that makes me nervous. I like the idea of it, but it just make me nervous. But then, like, there is this place that as a business that I guess if they're helping them, it should be supported. Sure. But if you look at pictures of it, it looks off the chain. And I do like the idea of an adult treehouse. Who doesn't like that?
Yeah, that's a great
indoor
idea.
Pool in this thing too.
Ooh,
and
that
within it, there's like these
mansion, not a tree house.
I mean, sure, yeah. Oh my gosh! Now it's probably pricey. That's the thing. I'm gonna assume it's pricey.
Oh yeah, it has.
Let's see if it's. How much do you think it's a night? Because it's and be realistic. Be realistic. It's not crazy.
But it is $600 a night.
All right, no. See, that's too
high.
Much.
$260.
$260.
Okay,
that's not bad.
that's okay.
2 nights. But then there's the amenities.
Treehouse with a pool. That's pretty cool.
They have very nice dinners. They have.
Is it all vegan?
They have. Is it all vegan? Oh, I don't know. I didn't think you would imagine it is, wouldn't you?
Yep.
I didn't even think to look that up. I'll look it up. Their website is very nice, though. I'll say that. It is. It's eat, drink. Let's see menus. It has to be right.
You would think so, but
enjoy some of the finest cuisine and the Daintree has to offer. The North Queensland region offers an abundance of incredible produce that chefs all around the world search widely for. At Jambalaya Restaurant, our guests can enjoy the freshest homegrown and locally sourced seasonal and sustainable produce nature has to offer, served in a breathtaking location. The experimental rainforest dining experience is open to the public as well as staying guests. So yeah, it's all produce, they said.
Okay. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, if we're talking about green, raising animals isn't really that green. If we're talking carbon footprint and all that stuff. That sounds cool, though. I feel like...
What? No. I want to go to the eco camp in Patagonia.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
You're surrounded by these mountains, and you're in like this sort of dome thing, and oh my gosh, and I don't even know how you'd get to these places. But
you gotta walk there.
You
gotta keep it green, Joe. You gotta walk there.
Like you can go on walking safaris. Which sounds
a little dangerous,
terrifying.
Yeah, sounds a little dangerous, just a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever seen a wolf up close? No, and I didn't think I would either.
Right.
They have a green ethos. Oh wow, there's people riding bikes next to this mountain lake. Oh, this place is cool. What I would call breathtaking. Eco Camp has gained an award-winning reputation for its eco-friendly policies, innovative use of green technology, and being a leader in environmentally responsible travel. Our low-impact design and focused on raising guest awareness of how to care for their environment highlights our commitment to a greener present and future for tourism. Conservation is central to the philosophy during our operations. See, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I want to go to this eco camp.
It'd be
Book
super
now.
cool.
I want to see how much this costs. I want to see if this is realistic, or if I'm gonna have to like fly some sort of electric helicopter to get there, and like it's like, oh no. Okay. So the cheapest one, these are a little pricier. Oh no. How about a 5-day trek? Okay, no, this is cheaper. Glacier hiking? Eco camp extension? Oh, that's an extension. All right, it's going to be about $2,000. That's a little pricey.
For how
It's
long?
a little pricey. 5 days.
That's a little pricey.
But it's not terrible.
Is that
Jordan? Would you go to
all-inclusive?
Jordan? No, none of this stuff is all inclusive, Chad. Come on.
Ooh, then well, I go to Jordan. Sure, why not?
There's the Fei Nan Eco Lodge in Jordan, which sounds interesting. You can do a 14-kilometer hike through the mountain terrain of Jordan's Dana Biosphere Reserve. Fei Nan seems like a mirage rising out of the desert. Named, it's a substantial portion of Fei Nan's revenue helps fund conservation efforts in Dana, which covers 320 square kilometers and contains the highest level of biodiversity in Jordan. This is really growing on me. I'm not gonna lie. I like the idea of the nature stuff, and I sort of like the idea of it being sort of self-guided. You know, when I hear some of this stuff, I'm like, I don't know how to just go to these middle of nowhere locations and survive on my own. I don't think I have it in me. But maybe you just have to spend a little more to be green. Is that what it is? Is that what I have to accept?
Could be. I could see that.
Or I could go to a place like Copenhagen, although Copenhagen is very expensive.
Right.
But it is a very green city, and it's more of a realistic Sweden. But these are also very expensive cities.
But yeah, super green though. Definitely super green.
Yeah. You should do some green. Now, can I challenge you to do something? Can I get you to do anything? Is there anything I could get you to do that where you wouldn't just immediately shoot me down?
We'll find out. We'll have to see.
Can I give you one, and I'll do it with you. But I have one idea for us to do a green trip together.
Okay. Where?
We'll start here, either where you are, probably where you are, because I know even getting you to come here is going to be a challenge. An extended bike ride, but like when I say extended, I mean like 30 miles, 40 miles. Mm-hmm. I'll do it with you. Obviously, I'll come with you. We'll do it on a weekend or something when the weather gets nicer, and we'll do a pod somewhere on the road again. After an extended bike ride, we'll do it on location somewhere, somehow.
Yes. I feel like you're making I feel like a 30, 40 mile bike ride is I feel like you got to train for that. You need proper equipment for that. You can't just hop on your bike and go for 30, 40 miles, can you?
That's where you're 100% wrong.
Really?
First of all, by special equipment, do you mean a bicycle?
I mean like probably a decent bike. I have a shitty
own a
old bike.
What kind of?
It's like a
what kind of
Mongoose
bicycle
BMX
do you have?
bike.
Okay, well, you can't do it on a BMX bike. All right.
I got a green trip idea.
What's that?
Now, it will involve some driving unless we want to walk, but I think driving would be better. And we go camping. I feel like camping is a fairly green thing to do. Like you spend a weekend at a campsite, you chill, have your fire, chill out, you're in nature, you're not, using very much electricity. Yeah.
I'd be willing to go camping. Do you have any camping equipment? I have no camping stuff. I have no tent.
Look. I think so. I think I should still have some stuff.
Mine is still way cheaper than yours and way easier. We could go 20 miles one way, stop somewhere and do a pod and eat lunch for 2 hours, and then do 20 miles back. And all you need is a bicycle and a medium-sized backpack. We can do yours. I'd happily do that.
Okay.
I'm totally down to do yours. But yours, you're the one, the unemployed one, and yours still does cost more money. Is all I'm saying.
Fair.
And it's more of it's shocking to me that even a 20 to 40 mile bike ride is oh man. All right, but we can camp. I'd love to go camping.
I've ever done a 40-mile bike ride before.
Yeah, I think I just wish
to get in better shape first. I think.
I know. Yeah. Maybe I think your attitude bums me out. It's always just like, no, can't do it. No, that's impossible. You make it seem like you have to train like you're Lance Armstrong. Like you have to now we have to start doing some intravenous drugs for you to
exactly.
just for you a little ride
40 miles,
just 20 miles. Well, also maybe you do have to do some training. But maybe it would take like 2 months of getting into it, riding your bike for 2 months. You make it seem like it's impossible to start riding your bike.
Can't
too.
do it. No.
You have nothing but time on your hands. You literally have nothing but time on your hands. All right, that's fine.
Can we just go to Freiburg, Germany instead?
Yeah, no, because that's real environmental and cheap. Hop on a plane and fly on over.
We'll take our private jet.
My goal in life is to find activities that I can actually get you to do. That would be because here's the thing too. Well, you'll say let's go camping, but if I never bring it up again, you'll never bring it up again, and we'll never go camping. The camping will never happen. So camping is a great idea, but it's just not going to happen. That's the thing. So I'm trying to think of something that's actionable and something that we can do. Can I get you to do like a 20-mile walk? Does that seem impossible? I'll buy you a fresh pair of walking shoes with my own money.
I'd be down to try it. That's a long walk, though, dude. I don't think I've ever walked. Have you walked 20 miles in a day?
Of course I have.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. First of all, I don't bow down to challenges so quickly. Chad,
20 miles in a day.
I maybe not 20. I might have done 13, but I could easily do 20. Dude, people run marathons all the time.
Yeah, how do people do that? I do not get how people run marathons.
And that's more than the thing about my problem with the walking is there's really nowhere to go. Like right. If we have a bike, we can actually get somewhere. You know,
right?
We can get some distance.
Yeah, very true.
I don't know.
Very, very true. Yeah. I think the other thing is finding a safe place where you can bike as well.
Do you want to go on a picnic with me?
That'd be fun. I'd be down for a picnic.
Yeah.
I'd be down. Right. But yeah, what are some other good green places to visit though, Jared? Because I've just been trying to think of if people want to see greenery. And the reason why I came up with this episode idea was actually because of Bali. When I was in Ubud, seeing the rice terraces, there was just so much green, it blew my mind. So at least on my list of green places where I have visited before, that one is high, very, very high up on the list. Also, Styria in Austria. It's like a state in Austria, and it's super green. That's where Graz is, Steiermark. It's absolutely gorgeous, super green, very pretty. Trying to think. Other
Netherlands,
places.
Of course, especially the tulip area.
Oh, definitely.
If you go at the right time, that would be lovely.
For sure. Any other places you can think of, Jared?
I would say. Yeah, I would say there are plenty of other places. Brazil would be great. I would love to go to Brazil. Brazil is that I think that's up there on the bucket list for sure.
Oh, definitely.
I'm trying to think of it. Those are all that come at the top of my head. Those are some of the ones I want to visit. There are a lot of great beach towns, I think, and there are a lot of beach cities, and there are a lot of very secluded areas. But that just doesn't like interest me as much. Like for example, the Maldives. Have you heard of the Maldives? Apparently, the Maldives
are gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they recycle 90% of their waste apparently, including 100% of the food. They recycle 100% of their food.
That's awesome.
Sao Tome, which is an island off of the Gulf of Guinea in Africa. That's very nice. Peru would be lovely. That would be nice. South Africa is nice. I've been to South Africa. That was great. And I went out. I did a safari there. I said South Africa.
Yeah, but I'm just listening. I would love to see Switzerland. South Africa would be great too.
Switzerland's great. I've been in the mountains in Switzerland. That was awesome. Switzerland's cool. Switzerland's I was a kid when I was in the mountains, but Switzerland is expensive. That's the only thing. I mean, all these places are expensive.
Right.
But I would like to do more. I would love to go camping, by the way. Don't let me shoot you down on the camping. Okay. I would love to go camping, and we could easily keep it local. I mean, local meaning in Michigan.
Yep.
Maybe we could go slightly up north or something.
Oh yeah, we have to. That's a must.
Maybe like a Petoskey, a Traverse City. I don't know. Something like that.
That sounds
something
great.
On a lake or something. Mm-hmm. Is it possible to camp on a beach?
I'm not sure. That's a great question. I'll have to do some Googling
or is
and see.
It not as chalked? Actually, that sounds like it might really suck. That's a lot of
sand everywhere. That's true. That is true.
All right. I'm going to hold you to that. Camping.
Sweet. Sounds good.
I'm ready to go whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Well,
just so you know.
We're gonna, although the weather's really nice in Michigan now, we're going to need to wait till it gets a little warmer.
And I still think the bike idea is a great idea.
It is. I just question its feasibility and safety here in the States. Unless you went to like a metro park and you biked around there or something like that. Because I'm just thinking at least the road by where I live, people do not pay attention. And I do not want to become road pizza because of our bike trip. So that's what makes me a little apprehensive, Jared. But anyways, there are a lot of different green ways to travel and have fun and some beautiful green places as well. But Jared, a beautiful green trip is really not that special unless you have some good tunes. And I think we've got a good one today. You suggested it. I really enjoy it. Golden Wings by Gabriel Garzon Montano. And it's super awesome. Tell us a little bit about it, Jared.
And I wave on my wings. That was just off the top of my head, too. I'm not even listening to it.
Selling the song to our listeners right now, Jared.
How would you? What kind of like style of music is it? Like pop? It's not pop.
I mean,
I think of like Jamiroquai a little bit.
I get some Prince vibes from it, actually.
I mean, like a modern, not as good by any means. Let's not get carried away, but
no, but it's still a good song.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, rhythmically, it's pretty interesting
with the sound, like the sort of the electronic sound to his voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I can understand that. But it is very catchy, and it's just like honestly, it makes me want to get that album. I might invest in that, especially before I go on my trip. I got some trips coming up. Did I tell you I'm going on the road again before my European trip?
No, did you?
Oh yeah. Well, look forward to that. Next month I'll be on the road again domestically. I'll be riding my bike there too.
There we go.
But yeah, I'll be going on the road again next month. So maybe we'll do an on the road again there. I don't know if we have or not, so we'll see. But.
Cool. But yeah, this is an awesome song. Definitely worth a listen on a road trip. Definitely will put you in a good mood. Has a nice upbeat tempo to it. It's a fantastic song. Check it out. Golden Wings by Gabriel Garzon Montano on our YouTube channel and our Song of the Pod playlist, Untranslatable Podcast. Check it out. So, Jared, I'm curious. Do you have a French word for us today? Italian word? What word do you have coming at us today?
Now, I have an Italian word, but this is before I ran the whole coronavirus worst in Italy out of all of Europe. 3 people died thing and ran that by you. Right. So now I haven't. So now I'm second guessing a little bit more that I've had someone else to run it by. So I have an Italian one. Still might come in handy though. Il conto per favore. Il conto per favore.
Which means?
I would like to pay, please. You couldn't figure that out?
Oh.
Il conto per favore?
Nope. Nope.
I would like
per
to pay,
favore.
please.
Okay. Il
Sure,
conto
yeah,
per
of course.
favore.
Yeah. You got to do the hand motion.
Yeah. Are you really speaking Italian if you're not doing the hand? But yeah. Well, today we covered some green ways to travel and a few green places. Jared, just to recap, what are a few green ways to travel?
Walking, biking, although Chad refuses to do that.
Razor
Skateboarding. Can I
scootering.
get you to skateboard somewhere with me if you won't bike with me at least?
Sure. I don't know. The 20 miles on a skateboard
Rollerblading.
would be pretty intense.
Kayak. Could we make it a canoeing? Could we incorporate canoeing into our camping trip somehow?
Can it be cabrewing?
Sure.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
but you'd have like a beer and be like, oh no, I can't have any more because we're
Gotta
canoeing and
focus.
I need to stay safe. Yeah,
That's right. Got to focus.
So, I don't mean to betray you as a buzzkill, but
But apparently
anyway.
I'm a buzzkill. So there we go.
pick out locations that also not obviously those are green modes of transportation, but if you would like to go somewhere that maybe those places don't allow you to, maybe choose places that prioritize different forms of green living, whether it be how they get their energy, how they cook their foods, where they get their foods from. Even if it's not all vegan, you could still care about where your meat comes from and make sure it's coming from sustainable green sources.
Oh, definitely.
Also, when you go to locations, using public transportation as much as possible, traveling, and not using plastic bags and plastic bottles too. The plastic one, but staying hydrated is always important no matter where you are.
Exactly. And if you need some green places, there's plenty. But make sure that you are aware of the season, because depending on when you go there may or not be a lot of green for you to enjoy and relax in nature. So make sure you double check where you're going and what season it is. I know it sounds silly, but some people don't pay attention to these things, Jared. It's pretty crazy.
That's true. That's true.
So stay green while you travel, people, and let us know what green places you like to visit at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. Also, if you want to see some
betcha.
pictures of green travel moments from the Untranslatable Podcast, check out our Instagram, Untranslatable Podcast. Slide into our DMs on Twitter, Untranslatable1, the number 1. And lastly, 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. Let us know how we can make this podcast better for you. So we appreciate all of your support, and thank you. And as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, Děkujeme, muchas gracias, and shishio.